Hope you guys are hope you guys are out and having an amazing Tuesday. If not, we're going to change the tide. Make it great after this. All right, if it was your birthday or is your birthday today, let us know in the chats and in the comments. We didn't see any this morning, but let us know. Andrea, you're tilting your head. Did I miss one? Did you find one?
I don't see her on yet, but
Okay.
Kathy McGill looks like Michael, but it's not. It's her
Okay.
birthday today, but I don't see her yet. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know. I saw your head tilt. I'm like, go ahead.
I
Feel
did
free
the
to
dog
comment.
tilt. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, the word that was chosen for today is consequence. Now, this word created great meaning for me today, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But we're going to dive into the definition of consequence. It's a result or an effect of an action or a decision. Consequences can be positive or negative, but how often do we think of consequences as negative? You know, they're always connected to the choices we make. So I want to share with you what happened to me yesterday. So yesterday I had an event about 2 hours away with Mike Buck and Greg Bill. And so I'm driving to that event, and on the way to Mike Buck's home, well, how many of you has been to a Bucky's before? Now, let me tell you, this is a pretty large, it's not just a gas station. Bucky's is more than a gas station. It's an experience. It's an experience to where I found myself watching them make fudge. Bad idea. Bad idea. I was watching the pecans turn into candy pecans, almonds. Bad idea. Bad idea. So if you've ever been to a Bucky's, I had like 15 minutes to kill. So I thought, you know what? I'll pull in here. Now, let me tell you what I didn't need. I didn't need anything, but you don't pass a Bucky's without stopping in to say hello. So now, luckily, I made it out, Missy, without having to have regret later in the night with because I slipped up and ate fudge and all this. But let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. I was on a podcast one time listening in, and they said, listen, and this was in regard to your health. They said, if you're on this health journey, if you will take the time to read the back of the label, like just read it, decide if right now is the opportunity to go grab that king size Snicker and put down you 800 calories, 70 grams of fat, all of this stuff. So it was encouraging us to read the label, right? And by the time you read the label, you could make a different decision. And it's actually helped me in a lot of areas. Now, not so much with ice cream, because just so you know, there's not a lot of labels on ice cream unless you get it in the supermarket, right? So soft serve, no labels. That's what usually gets me in trouble. But today at the Bucky's, I challenged myself to read the labels so that there weren't negative consequences. So I say all that to say I made it through Bucky's. I didn't even make a purchase. I just went in, looked around, read some labels because I was tempted on the fudge, but I didn't do it. I did not do it. So every choice we make creates a consequence. Um, we don't always get to choose the outcome, but what we do get to choose is our choices, right? I could have chose to eat the fudge yesterday. And I think I would have felt guilty going in and doing a health talk after the fudge. So that's why I really chose not to eat the fudge. But here's the deal. every choice we make rolls off with a consequence. So guess what I got to do by not eating the fudge? I went in, I did the event. I felt pretty good about myself that I didn't succumb to the temptation of the fudge. But too often people think consequences are punishment. See, consequences aren't good or bad. They're simply the natural result of our behavior, of the choice we make, right? Like consequences, if I go out today and I walk and I string walks together every day with a weighted vest, guess what the consequence is? I'm going to start to see a transformation. Isn't that crazy, right? So if I show up consistently, I tend to build trust with people. If I save money faithfully, well, I gain financial freedom. If I neglect my health, I lose energy, and my future self is going to spend a lot of time in the doctor's office. I get to choose that. If I quit too soon, I miss what might have been. I watch people do that every day. They quit and then they come back and they almost feel guilty. And it's like, no, 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 don't feel guilty. Just come on back. Just come on back. Don't miss what could be great for you because you quit too soon. So, success, and I'm going to turn it to Andrea, success isn't usually built on one giant decision. It's built on 1,000 small choices whose consequence compounds over time. Whether it's our health, or our relationships, or our spiritual walk, or our finance, or our business, like if I want to move in the right direction, then I have to take action steps daily that lend to positive or to great consequences as they start to compound. So at the end of the day, consequences, we don't have to look at them as bad things. They're just simply responses to the actions we take in life. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great job with Buc-ee's.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
that is an
It's a great
incredible
accomplishment
accomplishment.
for me. It was a great accomplishment for me.
I've never been into a Buc-ee's without buying something, so I cannot relate, but I really want the tchotchkes. Okay, I want the coffee mugs. I want the little things to dangle from my car mirror. I don't know. I like that about Buc-ee's, but the snacks aren't bad too. So, quote that I found was, every action has consequences. The question is whether you're choosing the consequences you want. Right? So every single thing that I do has consequences. If I choose to walk through Buc-ee's and not buy a treat, there's consequences. If I choose to speak to my kids in a way that maybe I'm not proud of, there's consequences. But the beautiful part of this quote is that I get to choose. So all of my behaviors are under my control, even when I think they're not, right? Anyway, you ever hear the saying, the devil made me do it? I don't know why I did that. It wasn't me. Somebody else forced me to do this. Well, I'm going to say that that is all under our control. So what I looked into was some things that we might want to consider the consequences of. So first of all, the words that I speak, not only to others, but to myself. What am I saying? You know, Coach did a beautiful training. If you guys didn't see it, he did a training on mindset yesterday on the IPA. And whether or not you're part of our company or not, you might want to find that recording because it was really powerful. And it talked about kind of the words that we're telling ourselves. What do I say to myself throughout the day that either propels me forward or stops me from doing the things that I know I really need to be doing? And then the words that I'm saying to others. Am I building the people up in my life? Am I sharing my gratitude for them, my love for them, all of that? Or am I maybe tearing people down and being a little too critical? Or as my kids would say, I give them a to-do list before I give them a to-do list. And, you know, that's something that mom can definitely work on, but I'm choosing consequences there. Next are the habits I repeat every single day. So is my habit to floss every night before bed, or is my habit to skip that part, right? Those actions have consequences, and it can be little things like that, or big things, the habits that I have every single day. So if I'm choosing to reward myself with ice cream every single day, well, that's going to have some long-term consequences. But if I'm saving that reward for special occasions, well, that's got some good consequences as well. Next is the people that I choose to spend the most time with. That has consequences in my life. So who am I choosing to surround myself with in order to be happier, be more productive? All the good things when we choose the right people to spend time with. How about this one? The content I choose to consume. Unfortunately or fortunately, we're all consuming content all day long, whether it be through the television, right? Some people, not this person actually, I'm really bad about this. Some people turn on the news or they turn on Netflix or they put on whatever thing that they turn on a television. It could be on your computer, it could be on your phone, but we are called consumers for a reason, and there is content that is putting out there for us, and it's designed to make us feel something. So, does it make you feel good? Well, then, yeah, keep consuming that content. But if it doesn't move you in the right direction, or if it doesn't make you feel good, maybe turn off that content if it's not feeding you in the way that you want to be fed. Next is the commitments you keep or don't keep. So, what are we saying we'll do? What promises are we keeping? What promises are we breaking? That has consequences. Next, the risks you avoid because of fear. Right. I have talked to you guys about this before that I guess it's probably going on 16 years ago now. I was watching my life kind of shrink because I didn't like driving on freeway overpasses. So I could only go to certain places or I had to find an alternate route. Or I really didn't like getting on an airplane. So I could only go places that I could drive to, or they weren't going to be seen, or. And I was watching these fears grow and my life shrink as a consequence. So I decided to feel the fear and do it anyway. And so we have to drive on those freeway overpasses. And if you're ever the driver and I'm the passenger, just know that my eyes are going to be about this big or they're going to be like this. And that's just how it's going to be. If I'm the driver, I will watch. I actually do a little bit better driving. But I don't want to let my life shrink because of fear. So I've got to make sure that I'm realizing the consequences with those choices. And then the opportunities that I embrace because of courage. When we feel the fear and do it anyway, that is an opportunity for us to grow and go do something new. So that phone call you make today, or whatever that thing is that makes you feel a little bit sweaty, when you choose to do that, that has beautiful consequences in our life. Because guess what? Our future is not determined by luck, even though sometimes it might feel like it, right? Instead, it is shaped by the consequences of the choices that we're making today and every day. So that's what I had for consequences. I thought this was a good one, Coach. Good
Good
job in
word
Bucky.
today. Good word today. Hey, Jennifer Wyatt, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. We hope you guys have a great day today. As we love you, we're grateful for you. We hope you go out there and have an amazing Tuesday. We'll see you back
Have
tomorrow.
a beautiful
Thank you
Tuesday. See you
guys
guys back
so
tomorrow.
much.
Love
Thanks,
you
guys.
guys.
Bye, y'all.
God
Hi,
bless
Coach.
you.